Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and in a format that I was absolutely not in favour of doing, Chris and pornography. So, hopefully there's not going to be, well, despite the fact that it's specifically about pornography, I'm going to have to hedge my bets about anything that's going to have to be edited out. It's not the longest article in the world, but it's, well, long enough. Pornography is sexual media content. Like with many other things, Chris has developed a obsession over porn, to the extent that he views it as educational. No, not really. Sexcetera was more educational than most pornography. He has made many different pieces of porn and viewed plenty as well, because of course he does. Discovery. Do I really need to know how he discovered it? Does anyone really want to know? By the age of 15, Chris had discovered softcore pornography, which he watched on HBO and Cinemax. He would lay belly down on a bed on top of a clean washcloth while watching it, eventually leading to his discovery of masturbation. Based on a PlayStation Network chat with Panda Halo and an IRC chat, Chris would access pornography after he figured out how to bypass the parental controls of his parents' TV. Actually figured it out for myself in my room one night after having unlocked the parental lock. I found the pool scene in I Like to Play Games Too, and I just figured it out for myself. Terrific. Chris would, and I'm gonna have to clear this out. Yeah, absolutely. That's not going in. That doesn't even look like real water, that does it? It literally looks like some tarp they just laid over a bit of the floor. Chris would go on to clarify Blue Spike, PlayStation Network Chat 3, that the scene that taught him how to masturbate featured a man and a woman having sex in a swimming pool. No such scene exists in I Like to Play Games Too. However, a scene fitting Chris' description appears in the first I Like to Play Games. Viewing. I am not ashamed to tell you I enjoyed a number of the screen caps on WeLiveTogether.com. And when I feel like totally grossed out with even an image of a penis, and recalling and focusing on a vagina image in my mind usually works. But when it doesn't, I turned on WLT and focus on those images. But yeah, and for your information, guys, yes, I am perfectly aware of what We Live Together is. It's entirely lesbian material. That is literally it, and that's probably the only reason why. I can't imagine it's the only reason why Chris's hatred of penises was so adamantly he thought they were so diabolical that the only things he could watch were lesbian content. But maybe possibly Chris did. Perhaps maybe that's it. Chris's favorite lesbian porn site is WeLiveTogether.com. Mentioning it in conversations from May 2015 and September 2017. Chris wrote that the site really thrills me, although added he is not a member and just likes to browse the free samples. He also used it as a coping mechanism for when he saw an imagery of a penis. Chris's usual technique for this emergency was to imagine vaginas. For times when this was not enough, he turned to browsing WeLiveTogether.com for an added boost. Effects on pornography on Chris's beliefs. Chris's consumption of pornography has engendered many false beliefs about sex in him, which he sticks to religiously. His sex chat logs are a prime example of this. Chris's fantasies are merely recreations of what he's seen in pornos, rather than plausible sexual experiences. For example, he believed that Casey would become a brutal tit fucking followed by a load after load of Navy to the face. Wow, Chris really didn't have sex before he was at least 30, did he? Because if Chris could do that, then I know that he couldn't do that. Other examples of Chris's crude misconceptions about sex abound. He mimics female porn stars' sex position, spreads an imaginary vagina a yard across, and believes that electric shocks to the vagina are pleasurable. They can't be. I can imagine so. See also She Came for Quick.jpg, a pornographic drawing depicting Chris giving Megan Schroeder a hand job, Solitaire and Rose Chew's Love Shack, a section of Chris's Solitude site containing pornography, including shecameforquick.jpg, April 16th fetish videos, a set of free videos and multiple photos of Chris engaged in multiple explicit practices, Adam and Eve, an online store selling porn DVDs, sex toys, and among things of a similar nature, and nudes, pictures of Chris as naked or borderline naked. I wish there was anything more to it than that, but guess what? There isn't. And this, believe it or not, is with definitively the point in which I say we are close to being completely over the hump. We've covered every single article there is to know about Chris, and starting from this point onwards, we are going to be finishing up or rounding up these sort of articles, and we'll be moving on to images and niches of articles that are sort of underdeveloped or probably need a little bit more explanation to give an idea of Chris's actual relationships with. So, take care, and bye-bye for now.